Hello, everyone, and welcome to another community conversation on the health crisis in WH.
Share all the resources of personnel.
That's a great
Another
question, and
element
if I was
of
direct them
road
to
diet
thinking
say
outside the box, trying to come up with new ways of
as
moving.
you already mentioned, the city is
Let's try to keep these numbers from doubling.
At over 33%.
It's really important. I'm glad. I hope you're watching at home.
First, I want to say thank you for inviting me to the show.
Hello, everyone. It's Friday at noon, and thanks for joining us here on Facebook for our community conversations. I have to admit, we are not live today because it's Black Friday, and we expect everybody to be out shopping and supporting our small businesses in Harrisburg today and tomorrow for Small Business Saturday. We are, however, joined by an incredible number of guests, and we're going to talk about some things that are very important to business development in the city of Harrisburg. We're joined by Melissa Stone, who is the Vice President of Economic Development for the Regional Chamber and CDBg, and she's going to talk a little bit about Round 2, the launch of Round 2 of our Neighborhood Business Stabilization Program, now called the Harrisburg City COVID Assistance Grant Program. And we're going to find out all about that, which is set to launch here soon. We're also joined by Lily Williams, who is our Interim Director of the Department of Building and Housing at the city. And she is going to tell us about a new rental relief program and some other things which are coming from the department. We have Nona Watson, who is the Director of Economic Development for the city. And among other things, we're going to talk about a new micro enterprise startup grant program that is being proposed in this year's budget. And we have Jamal Jones, who is our Business Development Director, who's going to talk a little bit about businesses in Harrisburg and how we can support them. And we have three proprietors, three groups of proprietors here. We have Ashley Smith from Small Business Saturday Harrisburg. We have Chanel House from Shea Optimum. And we have Titus and Anya Queen from Queen's Barbecue. And if this really were Friday, I'd be getting ready to go over and have lunch takeout from Queen's, but I can't today because we're pre-taping. But as you watch this at home, you can think about me enjoying some delicious, delicious barbecue. Our topic today, business in Harrisburg, how we're going to make it through COVID, and how 2021 is going to be a great year and a return to business for the city. I want to begin with a general announcement. I'll say that next week we are going to have a focus on the city budget, which I will have presented as you're watching this on Tuesday night. The budget news for the city of Harrisburg is very, very good, and we're going to have we'll have an opportunity to sort of walk through many of the budget proposals and discuss the budget in detail. Although we're not live today, you may leave your questions in the comments. And any questions we have about any of the details we're discussing today, I'll answer next week, next Friday. So please be sure to leave your questions in the comments. And I just want to begin with a little bit of breaking news. I normally give announcements. I can't give you the latest BioBot stats or anything else because we don't have those yet. But I can say that what is now going to be a week ago, Friday night, we reached a historic milestone in Harrisburg. And with the adoption of the new state budget, there was a provision in there that benefits Harrisburg and represents the culmination of years of work on the part of many individuals who have been looking to the state to help us solve our structural financial issues with our budget. And what the state did Friday night as a part of the fiscal code is that they are paving the way for a bright financial future for the city of Harrisburg. They have made it possible for the city to keep its earned income tax indefinitely. Prior to Friday's vote in the legislature, that was set to expire. That represents $8.2 million of income a year. It's a huge amount of money, and it would have historically required the city to go through a home rule charter process in order to keep, which is a multi-year process and one that City Council was not inclined to move forward with, and was very complicated. It requires a series of ballot measure votes. It's not always successful. It really wasn't a viable solution. So the legislature said, no, Harrisburg, you can keep that. And we're the first third-class city to be granted that opportunity without having to go through the home rule charter process. But more importantly, from my perspective, they also address the local services tax, and that's the tax that people pay who work in the city of Harrisburg, and that tax is disproportionately paid by people who don't live in the city. So it's a way that the city's revenues can be contributed towards by people from all over the Commonwealth that come into the city to work. That is going to be able to stay at an elevated rate for 15 years. And 15 years is important because that takes us out beyond all of our debt obligations and allows us to have a structurally balanced budget for the next generation. When we talk about debt, we'll talk a little bit more about this next week as I go through the budget, but we basically have three major debt obligations remaining. We have a series of stadium bonds that we have to pay for the FNB ballpark on City Island. Well, we have a plan for defeasing those and taking care of those early. We have a little bit, 2 more years of payments on our general obligation debt. But then we have what's called the forbearance agreement, which is over $20 million, and it represents the debt that basically the city couldn't pay back in 2012 and 2013 before I became mayor. And that debt, it was agreed to defer until after the other debt was paid off. And that debt is called the forbearance liability. And we are going to be chipping away at that. And more importantly, now that we've received this action from the legislature, we can refinance that debt and take advantage of historically low interest rates. And that is going to be a project for 2021 that is going to save our taxpayers millions of dollars. So more on the budget next week, but great news out of Harrisburg. The budget was done on time, without controversy. The city also secured, once again, its fire monies, which help us make sure that we have fire protection for the state capitol. It was a good budget, and it's really a historic one for Harrisburg. Well, let's turn to the topic at hand. And let's begin with Ms. Melissa Stone, who is joining us, as I said, from the Harrisburg Regional Chamber and CDBG. Now, Melissa, there are businesses out there that have been asking ever since we did round 1 of the Neighborhood Business Stabilization Fund, when can we do more? When is more relief coming? We know we're expecting a difficult winter. Let's be frank. With the rise in COVID cases, we've got businesses that are basically just struggling to stay afloat. We know there's a vaccine on the horizon. We know we're going to be in a better place when it comes to the spring and the summer. But the question is, how can we make it through the winter? And it's really perfect timing to have a round 2. But let's talk a little bit about it. And let me start by saying, since you're a new face, what is the role that CDBG is going to play in administering this grant round? And welcome.
Sure thing, Mayor. Thank you very much for the opportunity to help the city with this round of grant funding and to join you here today. We really are excited to be part of this, and the role that we're planning on playing is one of administrator, processor, and compliance monitor. We are here to do the heavy lift of sorting through the applications, assuring that things are eligible, making sure things are complete, and providing back to your group the summaries of all the applications that are eligible for a decision to be made. We won't be the decision maker, but we will be helping you get the summary that you need to, and whatever panel you choose to make the decisions.
That's great and really helpful. And it's a little bit of a change from the first time we did a round of this program. We partnered with Impact Harrisburg, the local nonprofit. That went extremely well. And Impact Harrisburg also put monies into the grant fund at that time. This time it's city monies, and we're greatly appreciative of CDBG for sort of stepping up and helping us administer the program. Let's, for the folks that are viewing at home, this is probably the first time they've just learned that round 2 is coming. Let's talk about what are the basic eligibility requirements and what is the maximum grant amount that could be available for Harrisburg small businesses.
Sure thing. And the grant round is coming. It will be launched on December 1st. The portal that is necessary for every applicant to use will be open by 9 a.m. that day. The basic eligibility has been established in 4 basic points. Number 1, the business that would be eligible to receive funding should be licensed and operating within the Harrisburg city limits. They should be earning 1 million or less in gross annual revenues. They should employ 10 or less full-time equivalent employees. And they should have been operating within the city as of September 1st, 2019, which we will document in certain ways. Now, preference will be given to those businesses that did not receive grant funding from the first round, as well as businesses that can help us meet your low to moderate income public benefit goals. And lastly, businesses that might not have received any other forms of CARES Act funding.
Yeah, I think that's clear, and hopefully, as we sit here today, most businesses have been able to access some form of funding because there've been so many different programs available, both through the city and federal and at the state level. But if you haven't, and you're watching this, this could be the perfect fit for you. If you meet those basic requirements in terms of gross revenues, in terms of being in the city business, within the city limits, and meeting certain income eligibility requirements, this could be a great fit. And if you did receive a grant in Round 1, you are welcome to apply. And we are hopeful that we will have enough resources here to be able to reach out and assist you. Again, we just want to make sure that those that haven't received a grant yet from the city of Harrisburg are prioritized. Okay, so I understood that the window is going to open on December 1st in the morning at 9 a.m., but what is going to be the process for submission?
Well, CREDIC has always taken a very keen interest in protecting businesses and individuals' private information. So a process that we have used in the past for other programs will be deployed this time around as well. So first of all, there will be a particular web page. It can be found by going to the Harrisburg Regional Chamber.org's main site. And there you'll find a link to the page that you see here. This page is going to be continually updated. It's still in process, but what you will eventually find here is a link to something that we call a pre-application. Now, the reason why we do this is because it helps us wind through all of the applicants to ensure that there is a certain level of basic eligibility. And with that pre-application, which you'll submit right from this web page, it's a fillable PDF form. CREDIC will then get back in touch with you using our encrypted email server. And that's important because when we get back to you with that, in the order that we receive your pre-application, then you will have a secure method of communicating with us. And that email will describe to you how to fill out your full application and what individual financial documents we need in order to assess your application and summarize it back to the city.
Okay, I think that's clear and easy to find. So go to harrisburgregionalchamber.org and you can start filling out that pre-application on December 1st. So what does a small business need to make their application? What should they expect to have to prepare in order to apply?
Yeah, to apply for this money, what we'll be needing to do is to confirm pieces of how COVID has impacted your business and also determine expenses that you're going to be incurring that are eligible for reimbursement. So the basic information on the application will be, your business location, your EIN, dates of operation, very small summaries of what your business does, who it serves, and what the impact has been to your business. Financially, we'll be looking for things like your 2019 federal tax return, some year-to-date information since the ending of your 2019 federal tax return. We may need to get some personal financial information that's on a case-by-case basis. Of course, we'll need a copy of your license to operate within the city, a W-9, and also you'll need a DUNS number. And our website will contain a lot more information on that. If you're a business out there that is saying, what is that? And I don't think I have one, don't fear. You'll need it in order to receive your funding, and we will give you instructions on how to get yourself set up with one. So don't let that stop you from applying. We'll help you through it.
Great, and it's good to know that that you're going to be there to work with businesses and go back and forth and help them put this information together, because this is basic information that really all small businesses should have, especially when applying for funding, such as we're offering here. Now, the one major difference between this round and the previous round in part has to do with where the funds came from. In the first round, they were discretionary funds from the city of Harrisburg and Impact Harrisburg. We could just do a grant, and sort of that was that. This time, it's federal funding. They're community development block grant funds, and as a result, we are putting together a reimbursement program. It is basically reimbursing a business for eligible expenses moving forward, rather than just sort of giving a grant that they could use in any way they saw fit. So let's talk about what are eligible expenses and how does this reimbursement program work?
Sure thing. The reason for reimbursement, as you mentioned, is because of some of the regulations surrounding the source of money. Unlike what you did before, there could be, reason to take money back, and nobody wants that. So to help ensure that that doesn't occur, we're looking at a reimbursement program instead. Eligible expenses are very similar to maybe some other grant funds that have been out there. Things like expenses specifically incurred to help mitigate the spread of COVID for your business and for your employees. It could be rent for your business location, mortgage interest, utilities, and other types of excessive costs, payroll to keep your employees at work. That we will make sure there is a very, very precise, specific list for each applicant, but that's a general idea. And the expenses that we're looking to reimburse the businesses for are those that are planned for a 3-month period, starting January 1st through March 31st of 2021. So some of this looks forward into what you expect to incur, and then you'll have to document for us that in fact those things were incurred and they were paid for, and then you will get reimbursed if you were awarded the grant.
Yeah, I think that's clear, and I think it really makes sense. It is a way for businesses to, as we were saying at the beginning of the show, make it through the winter. We know it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard in January and February. The weather's going to be cold. COVID, is still going to be there, and it's going to be hard maybe to pay the utilities and the rent and to purchase capital and whatnot. So we're basically saying you can take some of your eligible expenses from those months, January and February and March, and we will reimburse you for them, and up to $10,000, which is really a great opportunity. So it's our hope as a city in round 2. Round 1 was just about getting some money out there quickly and allowing businesses to be stabilized. Round 2 is about helping businesses make it through to the spring and basically to a vaccine. And I'm really, really excited about the program. I'm really excited about the partnership with the Harrisburg Regional Chamber and CDBG. And Melissa, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, just one final thank you to the city for bringing us on board. We do very much look forward to this partnership and want to be of good use to the businesses and to the city. So thank you.
All right, and I would encourage all small businesses to consider joining the chamber and taking advantage of many of the resources that you have to offer. And this could be a great opportunity to build that type of initial relationship. So, thanks for joining us, Melissa. We're going to turn now to Lily Williams, who is our interim director and project director for our building and housing department. Lily, thanks for being here. Our focus today is on helping small businesses, and we are making some news here. We're announcing some new programs, some new resources. So, but I'll let you start by sort of talking generally about your department and its efforts to provide assistance to small businesses.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor. Right now, we are working towards the rent relief program for ESG COVID funds for up to $500,000. We will be partnering with Greater Harrisburg Tenants Union to create a streamline for applicants that are in need of assistance. We also will be working with CCU, that is Christian Churches United, and the other name would be Help Ministries, to help with allowing households to reserve further assistance in case management, how to follow up with getting on track with paying their rent, or how to budget their income. We also, our applicants will include rental assistance, mortgage assistance, and essential utility service assistance. The one-time online application will be qualified for applicants of these services. The applicant process does look like the landlord would have to do a W-9. You would have to provide lease agreement or current and valid rent ledger to show the status of your rent being past due. We would also built in an application to show the utility assistance, and we would just need a utility bill. And then we would pay the utility invoice or bill to the utility company. We also will cover back payments up to, we would cover up to 6 months. So we could cover up to 3 months before January 21st, or let's say 3 months after, or 6 months going forward, for anyone that is going to be backed up in their rent or mortgage. Also in utilities as well. The payments will be processed with payments being directly sent to the landlord or to the utility company or mortgage company. We will pay up to $5,000 we will pay $5,000 in rent. It will be a one-time up to 6 months only. If you would like further information, they would just have to contact DBHD Housing at harrisburgpa.gov, or they can call 717-255-6419.
Wow, thank you, Lily. Okay, so now we're talking about another program, this one called the Rental Relief Program. And as you just explained, Lily, this could be backward looking. So if you've gotten yourself in a hole regards to your rent, you're behind, as I think many businesses may very well be, this could be an opportunity to use grant funding to help get you caught up. Unlike the previous program that we were describing, for which a business can apply directly, it sounds like this requires cooperation with your landlord. If you're renting a space, perhaps it's the landlord that needs to apply rather than the business. Can you clarify that?
Yes, so it would have to be the resident who applies, but the landlord has to comply with the guidelines of becoming a vendor of the city. So the resident has to pretty much do the footwork, but the landlord has to send us in their W-9 in order to be a vendor, and then we can pay them directly.
Right. So the money would go to the landlord as opposed to the and it's not just businesses here. We're talking about residents as well. So this is a broad based program that could help a lot of people. So we need to get the word out. You mentioned ESG, and I had previously talked about Cdbg, or the Community Development Block Grant fundings. This is another type of federal funding. Can you talk a little bit about ESG, and then also how much money are we going to be making available for the rental relief?
So ESG is Emergency Shelter Grant, and CV is for COVID. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to pay up to $5,000 per resident who would qualify, and we will have funding up to $500,000.
Wow, 500,000 is a lot. 5,000 times 100, and suddenly you could be helping 100 people, 100 businesses, or more, and that is much needed and welcome at this time. And since it is federal funding, it probably is similar to the relatively strict requirements in terms of what needs to be provided. We've got to account for this money. Unlike the program that we're partnering with Cdbg to administer, this is one that you will be administering yourself in the Department of Building and Housing. So you touched on some of this, but once again, who qualifies? What are the requirements for receiving this funding?
So who qualifies is anyone that is backed up in their rent. They do have to be city residents of Harrisburg. And you can owe, if you are on assistant living and you have to pay a portion of your rent, that portion could be covered. So therefore, let's say that the person pays $200 and they're backed up since January to now, we would pay up to 6 months of the rent up to $5,000. So they would also need to provide a lease, a driver's license, or a Pennsylvania ID that shows that they're a city resident. They would also have to show any late fees that they receive from the landlord, or a district justice landlord tenant paperwork that shows that they're in jeopardy of losing their home.
Well, that's really important. And now we're looking at over $1 million that's going to hit the street soon. Now, we talked about a December 1st application opening for the partnership with Cdbg and the Chamber. When are you looking at Building and Housing? When are you looking to make this rental relief program assistance money available?
So right now, it's to be determined, but I'm looking at maybe the second week to third week in December. But we are still trying to iron out a couple, wrinkles and try to get it set up, like I said, the second or third week of December.
Okay. So if you're a business watching this show at home, or a resident, but if you're a business watching our business show here on Black Friday and you want to take advantage of this, apply first for the chamber funding that we described. Yeah, a lot of the materials that you're going to get together and put together for that application you can probably use again when applying for the rental relief. And Lily, that's wonderful. I know Building and Housing has a few other things in the works. Do you want to just touch briefly on some other initiatives that you have for the new year?
So we also have a Cdbg food assistance program for COVID that we're trying to set up now. It's going to be funded up to $300,000. Who would be eligible for the food assistance program would be residents of the city as well. The only thing they would have to, provide to us to prove that they are a resident would be ID, a utility bill, a mail in their name that shows the address that they live at. The residents are going to be able to access food we're going to partner with different city organizations, churches, local food banks, pantries, et cetera, to try to give more food funds to be able to purchase food. Like I said, it is still in the early stages, and we are still ironing out a couple wrinkles that we have. So that I'm trying to run both programs either the second or third week in December.
All right, Lily, thanks for those updates. And I'm sure we'll have more information to come on those. Really appreciate it. We're going to turn now to Ms. Nona Watson, who is our Director of Economic Development here at the city. And Nona, you've got a program of your own to talk a little bit about, but maybe we could begin just with a general comment as our Economic Development Director. You know, why is it important for folks to support small businesses here in the city of Harrisburg?
Good afternoon, Mayor. Good afternoon to everyone. It is important to support our small businesses here in the city, our local businesses, because we know and understand that we can shop anywhere. We can go online. We can get our things from Amazon and all of that. But it is important for us to take the time to do a little research to find out what our businesses have to offer here in the city. Our businesses, they support us and we need to support them. Why not support them? I often say that our local businesses are our backbone. They are our lifeline. They provide jobs to our residents, which leads to enhanced quality of life. And that's not just for Harrisburg, that is across the United States. They strengthen our economy. They are not just in the community, but they are part of our community. They help us to build. They help us, you know, just to stay together. So they invest in us. So we need to invest in them, especially during these difficult times. So that's why I think it's important for us to invest in our local businesses. These are hard times and they need us. They have taken a risk to locate here in our city. So now we want to lift them up and we want to make sure that our local businesses are okay.
Here, here. I couldn't agree more. Thanks for that, and really well said. You know, one thing that you have to do when you have a business in the city of Harrisburg is you have to get yourself a business license, and you know, you have to pay taxes. These are standard obligations, but we like to think that they come with added value. They're going to come with basically a city that's behind you and that is going to help support you. But you know, as we've seen with the programs that we've already announced here today, there's a benefit for being current in your license and your taxes. Can you address why it's important for local businesses to do that?
Yes, Mayor. You know, aside from the obvious, like you said, that these are their obligations. These are requirements for them to actually fulfill, make their payments, to have a license, their permits, to make their payments on their sanitation bills, all of that. It is, number one, is good for them. It's for the health, the growth, and the protection of their own business. And then, of course, it strengthens our economy. I'm going to always say that. It strengthens our economy. It helps our city. And also, those who are doing business with these businesses, they need to know that these businesses are legitimate. They need to know that they are in proper standing with the city. But one of the things that I did see, Mayor, as we continue to roll all of these businesses, one of the things that I'm seeing is, you know, the city, we are trying as hard as we can to support our businesses. But for those businesses who are not current on their obligations, or they don't have their licenses, for most of our businesses, for most of our programs, that is part of the eligibility criteria. So what's happening is when we roll these programs out, they are not able to take advantage of the relief, the assistance that we are trying to provide to them. And it is quite disheartening when you have a $5,000 grant that you want to give to a business because you know that they are struggling, but because they did not pay a $50 license fee. That's a huge price to pay, you know, for not getting that $5,000. So the city, we are behind our local businesses. We want to support them. We are coming up with everything that we can to support them, but we need for the businesses to be current in their obligations. We need them to have their licenses so that we can also assist them. And then it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, thanks, Nona. And, it's been wonderful to have you on board here with the city. And since you've been here, the Department of Economic Development in Harrisburg has done quite a lot. Do you want to walk us through, sort of a summary of some of the things that we've accomplished?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. The first thing that I want to talk about, you actually hit on it while you were interviewing Melissa, was the Neighborhood Business Stabilization Program. Of course, when COVID hit, we went into action immediately saying, okay, what is it? What can we do to help our businesses to sustain? So we rolled that out in May of 2020. Well, we actually rolled it out in April, but we were actually able to assist our neighborhood businesses who were struggling financially due to COVID-19. We were able to assist 313 businesses. All 313 businesses were awarded a $5,000 grant, and the funds had to be used for operating expenses. So we assisted them with their rent, mortgage, utilities, payroll, and their vendor invoices. And businesses from various industries applied, like food services, retail, health services. We are pleased to say that 62 minority-owned businesses were actually assisted as well. We'd like to see more, come forward. We're hoping that they're getting the word that we are here to help them as well. And then, Mayor, thank you very much. We did the Commercial Refuse Credit Program. And that we did actually roll that out in July of 2020. This program provided a one-time credit on sanitation bills to eligible commercial refuse account holders. It was non-residential. And the reason we did that was because we knew that our commercial account holders, they had a decrease in foot traffic, and some of them actually had to close their businesses. So they were not actually, they didn't have a lot of trash. So we decided that we would give them up to a 2-month credit on their sanitation bill. So the number of applications that we received was 214 applications. The number that were approved, we were able to give this credit to 148 businesses. And sad to say, to my point, 66 of those businesses did not get this credit because either they did not have a business license or they were not current on their bills prior to the pandemic. So please, please, please stay current. So the total amount that was credited to businesses was $163,719.34. The next program that we did was Choose Harrisburg. This whole program was to encourage everyone to spend your money locally. And we want to hear more about that from Jamal Jones, who is the Director of Business Development. But we are hoping that this is something that we can continue to do to encourage our residents, the government, everyone to just spend locally. Also, you've already talked about round 2 of the Neighborhood Stabilization Grant. You're calling it the COVID recovery now. So I'll skip past that. Melissa did a wonderful job. We are so pleased to partner with CDBG on this program. And then finally, Mayor, the last program I want to talk about is the Micro Enterprise Business Startup Program. As you can see, since COVID hit, what we've been doing, we have been really focusing in on the businesses that we already have to help them to sustain. And I'm excited about this program as well, because we also know that we plan on coming out of this COVID thing. And when we come out, we know that there are some people out there that have that entrepreneurial spirit on them, that they want to come out and they want to start their own business. But it may be someone out there who's saying, I just don't have the money to do this, especially because of this health and financial crisis that's going on. So if that is you, if there's someone out there who wants to start their own business, the city is actually going to provide up to $20,000 in grant funds to eligible individuals who want to start their own business. We're going to provide technical assistance and financial support. And we're still really working out the details of it, but what we have so far is you must submit, of course, an application. The business must be located in the city of Harrisburg, must obtain and maintain an active city license. You must participate in an initial screening process. Next screen. A minimum of 10% of the total project cost must be provided as owner's cash equity. You must plan to have 5 or fewer employees. Of course, this is a micro enterprise. You have to have 5 or fewer employees. You must meet income eligibility criteria. All city obligations, again, payments including loans, taxes, sanitation, etc., must be current for the business and also for the business owner and the business. Properties owned by the business owner and the business must have no outstanding building or zoning code violations, and all businesses must have a current business plan. We plan to roll this out beginning Friday, January 1st, 2020, and will continue until all program funds are expended. We have a total of $200,000 to work with. So if you have more information, if you need more information, you may contact us, or you can get the details from harrisburgpa.gov/economic development. That's it for me, Mayor.
Thank you, Nona. And just to talk a little bit about this microenterprise business startup program again, I really love this proposal. The first programs that we were talking about here today are really geared towards existing businesses, helping them make it through the pandemic and to the spring and summer. But we also don't want to forget all those entrepreneurs and all those folks that are thinking about starting a business, maybe have been delayed in their plans due to COVID, and we want to not only recover, but we want to come back stronger than ever, and we want to help put some seed money out there to help these businesses get started once we do have a vaccine and once we are opening up back for business. And I have to say, from as a business owner myself, I think the opportunities for business are going to be greater than they ever have been when we finally make it into the spring and the summer. In part because I think there's a lot of pent up demand. I think people are craving the types of third spaces and community spaces and just social interaction that we used to have prior to the pandemic that has been impinged upon by what we're seeing now. I don't think people are satisfied with just the world of online, and they want to get back to shopping and supporting local businesses. So this microenterprise business startup program is for you if you're watching this show and thinking, I'd like to start a business and I'd like to start it in Harrisburg, and I have a great idea and I've been waiting for the right time, and now we're going to say we have some resources. We're going to put some resources behind you. This is money which is coming to the Economic Development Department from another source. It's coming from the hotel tax, which is basically a source that comes to the city and that we can administer for the purposes of bringing people into the city. And there's no better way to bring people in the city than having a diverse small business atmosphere where people can come and shop and experience Harrisburg. We should note that this is Black Friday here, and the budget has just been presented to City Council, and this particular program will need to be affirmed and voted on by Harrisburg City Council in December. So this one is not a done deal. The others are. But if Council votes for it, and I certainly hope they will, we look to roll this out in the new year, as you say, in January. And the timing really couldn't be better. You put all of these programs together, and you're looking at a real injection of energy and support and resources into the Harrisburg business community, which I think will help us come back strong. So thanks, Nona. Thanks for that explanation. And we are going to turn now to Mr. Jamal Jones, who is our Director of Business Development, the architect of Choose HBG, and a passionate advocate for all of our businesses. It's Friday, Jamal, and it's Black Friday. And what follows Black Friday is something called Small Business Saturday. So for those that are unfamiliar with Small Business Saturday, can you talk a little bit about what it is?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, everyone. Small Business Saturday is a day that's dedicated to supporting small businesses and communities across the country. It was founded in 2010 by American Express and is celebrated, each Saturday after Thanksgiving. So, right on the heels of Black Friday, where, a lot of us are out supporting those big box stores. That next day, that Saturday is Small Business Saturday, where we really want to shift the focus to supporting small businesses. Since Small Business Saturday started in 2010, consumers have reported spending an estimated $120 billion across, the 10 years that Small Business Saturday has been in place. So absolutely, there's a huge opportunity to really get out and support those small local businesses that need it the most.
That's great. I think coming on the heels of Black Friday, it really sort of signals the start of the holiday shopping season. It can be a very important part of the bottom line for any small business. Looks like we're going to hopefully have decent weather. There's going to be a lot of activity in Harrisburg. Can you tell me, we're going to speak to some businesses here in just a moment, but can you talk a little bit about the types of businesses that are participating in Small Business Saturday?
Sure. Really, the types of businesses that are participating really kind of cover, most of the industries and types of businesses that are out there, anywhere from your general retail to your restaurants and eateries, and then as we've seen over the years, just the increase in e-commerce. So there are many different kinds of online businesses that are participating as well. In addition to Small Business Saturday, that day itself, I wanted to mention that American Express, also promotes a program called Shop Small, which really that is a nationwide movement that helps to celebrate small businesses, every day. So, while Small Business Saturday can kind of be looked at as a launch point to have people get out and really support small businesses, by shopping small, throughout the year, we want to be able to give local businesses that consistent, boost and show them that consistent support. So, as to your question, pretty much, I think if there's a certain kind of business that you're looking for, you mentioned the Choose Harrisburg program. We still have a list of 70 businesses on our website, which have participated previously. And, if you're looking for businesses to support on Small Business Saturday, that list would be a great place to start.
Yeah, that's great. American Express really is to be commended. They've been a leader in this, as you say, since the inception of Small Business Saturday. And it's important to shop local. It's important to support our small businesses. So if people want to get to that list, how do they get it? And how do they find out more information about Small Business Saturday in general?
If you're looking for more information in general, you can go to the American Express website. If you are interested in finding out more about how to support local businesses, if you go to our city website, harrisburgpa.gov/choose Harrisburg, there is as I mentioned, a list of about 70 businesses which are in the city and would love to have you come out and support them on Saturday.
I think that's great. I know a lot of people are resolving to maybe only shop local this holiday season and to try and focus on supporting our local businesses that need it. As you say, there's a list. Jamal, do you want to conclude with basically, I'll ask you the same question I asked Nona, which is, why is it important to support our small businesses and support programs like Small Business Saturday?
Sure. It's very important because the money that we spend with our local businesses, it really supports the community, not just those businesses, but in terms of, taxes that the businesses pay. We talked about the importance of being compliant with your city business licenses, but those businesses are able to pay taxes, which come back into the city government, which provides for services that we use, on a day-to-day basis. So from our fire departments to trash collection, leaf collection, those type of general services that city really needs. All of that can be tied back into supporting small businesses and our the strength of our local economy. In addition to just the business aspect, when we look at employment and small businesses, really being a lifeline for individuals to find jobs. According to the Small Business Administration, last year, small businesses accounted for 65% of net new jobs. So when you consider that, it makes it even more important to, to start locally, to shop small and really support our local small business community.
Yeah. And it's so hard to start up. We need to support our businesses. We need to help them make it through this pandemic so that they'll be here on the other side. And we also want to help future entrepreneurs locate in the city. So you and Nona are doing a terrific job. We appreciate everything that you're doing on behalf of the city. And thanks for telling us a little bit more about Small Business Saturday. And now I want to profile 3 businesses that are going to be open on Saturday and would love your support. And we're going to begin with Ms. Ashley Smith, the owner of Small Business Saturday Harrisburg. Well, it sounds like a perfect transition to me. So Ashley, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your business?
Sure. Hi, guys. I am, or well, I should say I was I was a city resident. I live right outside the city now. I live in Edgemont. However, I was walking around Italian Lake. I really, really love the setting there, and was just wondering, if I could bring my stuff out here and do a small pop-up shop, would other businesses be willing to do that? And so I reached out to a few of business owners that I knew, and I was able to pull out about 30 businesses in August. And then it just kind of trickled on to 60 businesses and then another 50 businesses. And I've hosted these at Italian Lake, and I've hosted one at Reservoir Park, and my next one won't be in city limits. It'll actually be at the Harrisburg Mall. And that's only because we needed somewhere that was big enough that I could fit a significant amount of small businesses in one place. And so if you guys have time, please come out and see us on Saturday at the Harrisburg Mall from 12 to 6. We'll have 30 plus small local businesses in there, and they will be vending and promoting their businesses. So it's just a little bit about me.
That's great. And I love the fact that you're helping other small businesses sort of pool their resources together to market. I love the concept of a sort of festival or a community festival of pop-up vendors and pop-up stores. And I think the Harrisburg Mall is a good location for it, certainly easily accessible to all of our city residents. So if folks go, what types of things are they going to find for the holiday season?
So we have a little bit of everything. We have a lip gloss vendor. It's called Luscious Lips. She won't be there, but she's vended for me a bunch of times. We have different artists that'll be there selling their paint works. We have a lot of different crafters, and we have some people who literally may have not even launched their business yet. They just kind of want to get a feel and see if this is something that they want to do. And they just kind of want to get out there and market and things like that. So you'll find a little bit of everything from apparel to, like I said, from artists, just a little bit of everything. Photographers will be there. I think since August, we've had close to 150 different businesses come through and vend for us. So yeah, we'll find a little bit of everything. Definitely you'll find something that you'll like, for sure.
Yeah, this is great. Sort of a real business incubator of sorts, and an opportunity to help develop a customer base for a lot of these entrepreneurs. It sounds like many of the folks that may be participating could take advantage of this new micro enterprise business startup program that we're going to launch in the new year.
I have been taking so many notes over here. So if you see me constantly looking down, it's because I literally have a page full of notes. I actually have a small business. I have a group on Facebook called Small Business Saturday Harrisburg as well. It consists of, I think, about 140 different businesses that are in there. And I kind of feed them information. Shout out to Jamal Jones. He usually emails me stuff. And when I get it, I kind of feed it to them. So I'm so thankful for everything I'm thankful for this phone call, but I'm thankful for all of the opportunities that the city is providing. Just because I'm a new business owner myself, I plan on taking advantage of some of these programs that are out here. And I would love to push it along to all of the up and coming businesses that tend to vend for me.
That's great. We love it when people are taking notes here on our community conversations and Facebook Live. We're trying to provide a lot of quality information, and it reminds me that if people have questions, although we're not live today here on Black Friday, you can leave your comments in the questions fields or any questions you may have for any of our guests, and we'll be sure to answer them at the start of next week's show. So, Ashley, when again should people be going to the Harrisburg Mall?
So first I want to say, please follow us on Facebook at Small Business Saturday HBG, just to kind of keep up with all of the monthly events. We will be at Harrisburg Mall on this Saturday from 12 to 6. We have 30 plus businesses. We're adhering to all COVID guidelines. I'm in touch with them all almost daily to make sure that there's enough space for everyone. But definitely, please come out and support these small businesses. I can tell you the feedback that I've gotten from these small businesses has been impeccable. I've had some people who email me and these are some of their biggest selling days that they've ever had, and it's encouraged them to go on. I will say to Jamal Jones' point, a lot of these are e-commerce businesses, but I do have some brick and mortar businesses who come and just promote their businesses as well.
Yeah, that's great. Will you be at a particular area of the mall, or are you going to be scattered throughout the halls, or where will you be?
We'll be close to the food court where
Okay.
where the movie theater is.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
that area is now closed down because of course COVID. So we'll occupy all of that. You'll pretty much see us if you come up the escalator. We'll have that entire area.
Okay, Ashley. Well, thanks for all that you do. I look forward to checking out your group on Facebook, and thanks for helping all these businesses sort of get together and work together to promote themselves as part of Small Business Saturday. That's what it's all about. Really appreciate it. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Okay. We're going to go next to our second business owner, and that is Ms. Chanel House, who is the owner of Shea Optimum. And it's exciting to see you, Chanel. Thanks. Tell us a little bit about your business, where it's located, and what you have to offer.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. So the name of my business is Shea Optimum. I'm located inside of the Broad Street Market. I manufacture and distribute high quality shea butter, body butters, herbal infused body oils, hair, skin products, raw black soap, so many all natural products that's really beneficial for all skin types.
Yeah, we've got some images up on the screen. That's wonderful. And I'm glad we're profiling one of the vendors at the market. Another example of a great business incubator in the city, providing an opportunity for all sorts of businesses. So, what are you planning special for Small Business Saturday? And what hours of operation does the market and you have for this coming Saturday?
Well, I'll be there from 9:30 till 5 p.m. And on Saturday, I'll be there from 9:30 to 4. And a lot of the specials that I'll be offering is going to be listed on our Shea Optimum Instagram page, as well as our Facebook page, Shea Optimum Facebook page. So if you all do not follow us, please do. We're going to have a lot of, buy one, get one free, buy two, get one free. It's going to be really great. So please come out and support.
Oh, it does sound good, and looking forward to those specials. Boy, we saw some amazing images of interesting products. How do you manufacture your products? Where are they manufactured?
So I manufacture my products in York, Pennsylvania, in a commercial facility. All of my products are handmade and packaged by hand. I use, like, one of the images that was put up, those are my herbal infused oils. I use a lot of dry herbs, which are really, really, beneficial. They have a lot of medicinal benefits. So I do a lot of that there.
Yeah, really interesting and sort of beautifully packaged and presented. Can you talk a little bit about some of the benefits of these products?
Okay, so a lot of my customers that come in, they have a lot of underlying issues, a lot of skin problems, a lot of the masks that we have to wear, they're causing a lot of irritation on people's skin. They're looking for a remedy. They're looking for something that's going to help to clear up breakouts, especially, when they take their mask off. So a lot of the products that I make, back to my herbal infused oils, I've done a lot of research on the different herbs that I use in my oils, and they're really, really good for those that suffer with irritated skin and different skin ailments.
Yeah, interesting to think about how that could provide extra benefit during this time of COVID, and especially in the winter as the air is dry. So we're looking forward to seeing you in the market on Saturday, taking advantage of some of those sales and specials. If people can't make it on Saturday, you've got a pretty strong online presence. Can you talk a little bit about your store and how to find it?
Yeah, so they can find my store at www.sheaoptimum.com. For those that live out of state that's interested in making purchases online, that's where they can find the products to purchase over the holiday season.
Okay, Chanel. Well, thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday. I'll try and stop by. I'm definitely going to be out and about, and we'll come through the market. Hope others do as well, and really appreciate you being here. And finally, we've got our friends, Ms. Anya Queen and Chef Titus Queen from Queen's Barbecue. Oh, I'm getting hungry, and I love your story. I really appreciate you joining us here on the show today. It's no secret that I'm a big fan of the barbecue, but I'm also a big fan of how the two of you have persevered and really kept your business going and implemented, I think, impressive COVID protocols and been able to make it through what is a challenging time. So I'd like you to tell people a little bit more about your story. How you decided to become a business in Harrisburg and where you're located. Take it away, guys.
Well, thank you, Mayor. Speaking on behalf of me and my wife, we just are overwhelmed by the love and support that we've been given just to have opened our business and wanted to get our food out to the community and to the city of Harrisburg and Pennsylvania here. My wife and I have been just going hard to keep everyone happy, keep everyone safe. We've been the #1, I think, restaurant in this area trending up on trying to just keep people safe. We were closed way before, we were made to close because we just wanted to take that extra care and concern for our community and for our food to get out safely.
So we decided to become entrepreneurs because T was the national face of Applebee's for Father's Day, and he worked for the Applebee's on Jonestown Road for 10 years. And he was like, babe, I don't want to punch a clock. I want to do my own kind of food. So me having a little bit of background in a jack of all trade, master of a couple, right? We decided that trying to pursue opening a restaurant would be good for us. Yeah. So we did that, and we did it with the support of a ton of people. We didn't and still don't have loans, grants, funding. Everything that we have done has been from just hard work and help from the community. Yeah. So we appreciate being in Harrisburg because the community is like very tight knit. Yes. And if they know that you love them and genuinely love them and support them, they will provide that right back to you. So we're just honored to even be here, still open, because we wouldn't be if we had to rely on grants and funding.
Yeah.
And that we can rely on our neighbors and just try to do our very best to keep everyone safe and go above and beyond what the requirements are for COVID to keep people safe, to ensure that our patrons are taken care of.
Thanks for sharing that. If people don't know where you are, you're located on 3rd Street in Harrisburg, the first block there, just past, just north of Forster Street, pretty close to the state capitol. You should call ahead and place your order. And if you do call ahead, you're probably going to get Anya in person and her cheerful voice, and they will make it to order. You've sort of pioneered the sort of curbside concept here in Harrisburg. You don't let people in the store, but you'll bring it right out to their car. So I love the food. Let's talk about the food. What types of things can people experience at Queen's Barbecue? And let's walk them through the menu a little bit.
Yes. Okay. So your favorite is the pulled pork, right?
Oh yeah.
The pulled pork, the mac and cheese.
Yes.
He's a fabulous chef. He definitely, wants to bring what Harrisburg, we feel Harrisburg is missing.
Yes.
Because we've looked around for food and we don't quite get exactly what we want. So he looks to bring those type of dishes to Harrisburg, that Southern cuisine. We're both, I was born here, but he was born in Maryland. We both were raised in Maryland. So we want to bring some of that south of the Mason-Dixon, north. It includes like brisket that melts in your mouth, ribs that fall off the bone, our smoked chicken, the wing-a-dings. Shout out to Lexi and Philly for coining that phrase, but the wing-a-dings are like fall off the bone if you get the smoked ones. So we try to offer our regular barbecue menu, which includes brisket, pulled pork, pulled chicken, smoked party wings, pork ribs. In addition to that, our sides are collard greens, green beans, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, yellow rice, fried cabbage, potato salad, baked mac, brisket mac, chicken mac.
Thanksgiving here. Every day.
Baked beans, coleslaw. Then on Sundays we do seafood. On Wednesday we do like fried wing-a-dings. So yeah, to call ahead, and we share. You guys are looking at the photos. We've shared our first grandchild with the royal court, which is what we call everyone who comes by our royal court family, just to provide some uplifting things in addition to the food that you guys see. We get cakes from my cousin Nicole Hamilton. She comes in and bakes our cakes for us. So we're super excited just to be able to offer a variety of different options in addition to like our regular barbecue menu. T makes a mean Great Northern Bean and smoked turkey soup. And we try to keep in mind that not a lot of people, some people don't like pork. So some of our sides are flavored with smoked turkey as an alternative. We also, pre-COVID, were looking at a vegan menu, which once COVID is kind of resolved in some way, we're going to, start looking back at those options for the community so we could feed everyone. We like to feed everyone.
Wow. Oh, that's great to hear. And I think a vegan menu would be amazing, and an amazing addition. So good to know you're innovating. So the holiday season is upon us, and I know you want people to probably follow you on Facebook, and they should, because that's where they can find out the latest specials and things. But do you have holiday specials? And what's your pitch for maybe letting you guys help out with the cooking this holiday season?
Okay. Do you want me to do that? I'll do it.
You do it.
So we are doing a Thanksgiving dinner catering special that would we would accept orders up until tomorrow. No, it's kind of last minute, you guys, but
Well,
look for us.
we're Black Friday now, guys. So that's when this is airing. So we can't do that. But you'll probably put something together, I would imagine, for Christmas. But tell us about what types of packages there are.
Okay, so if we're trending towards Christmas, we would be looking at like 4 pounds of either turkey, chicken, or ham. 3rd pans of cornbread stuffing, mac and cheese, collard greens or cabbage, sweet potatoes or mashed potatoes, cornbread, and it would serve 6 to 8 guests. And it's roughly around $100 to do that. And all you need to do is pop it in the oven. It comes with instructions. And then it comes with lots of love made in it. So it will feel like you did it by yourself if you order like a holiday.
We don't mind if you tell them you did it. Just eat it and love it.
Eat it, love it. And then when they're really happy, just tell them it came from us.
I think that's just wonderful, and I can't say enough good things about the food. It is incredible. You guys are have so much to be proud of, and I think it's terrific this holiday season that we can support a business, maybe have to avoid cooking ourselves and share. And that's what the holidays is all about, sharing. And we can do it in a safe, stripped down way this holiday. And we can do it in a way that supports our businesses. So thanks guys. Look forward to seeing you soon. And I hope you continue to do well. And I hope you'll take advantage of one of our grant programs moving forward. So a lot of information there. And we want to get through this pandemic and see you grow. Offer that vegan menu and continue to expand your customer base. But if you haven't tried Queen's Barbecue, you're gonna have to try it.
And just to let everyone know, we still, like, from day one, we've fed the homeless in our community. They just stop by and we make them up a plate real quick. We're also going to be doing, we're going to be coordinating some type of donation for the winter, including coats, socks, hats, gloves, blankets, because this winter is going to be tough due to COVID. And everything that we do, again, is currently funded by us or donations from our customers to be given on behalf of them to people in need. So we feed you if you're hungry. Honor roll students, if you make honor roll, bring your report card, come out, let us give you a free meal. Come with your parent, we take your picture, you will go up on the wall of honor. As soon as people get back in the building, they'll be able to see your smart face. And if there's anyone that's just in need, even though we're suffering and it's really hard for us right now because we don't qualify for anything because the time that we open, we still want to help.
Always.
We'll help until we can't anymore. So give us a shout out. We appreciate you.
All right. Well, thanks so much, and thanks for all that you do, giving back to the community. I've seen you embraced by the community, but I want everybody to try you because they're going to be first and foremost completely blown away by the wonderful, wonderful food at Queen's Barbecue. So, Momin, we're not going to do live questions today, but again, one more little pitch to the audience. If you have questions about anything, leave your questions in the comments here on Facebook, and we'll talk about them next week on Community Conversations when we discuss the budget. So, with that, I say thanks for watching. I hope you all get out there and shop. And maybe have a late lunch and go support our vendors. Head over to the Harrisburg Mall, head over to the Broad Street Market, visit Queen's Barbecue. If you're looking for that list, go to the city website, look at all the local businesses that have signed up and are asking for your support and patronage. And there'll be more on each of the programs we discussed here today. So until next week, this is Mayor Eric Papenfuse saying thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay strong, and we'll see you next week, Friday at noon, on Community Conversations right here on Facebook Live.